their medals is just priceless. Also from that, we moved along to Keep Northern Illinois Beautiful. They were at McChesney Park Mall or McChesney Town Center on Saturday. They did their medals drive. Again, record amount of medal. It was a beautiful day weather-wise, but again, great to see people here in McChesney Park engaged. And again, big shout out to Keep Northern Illinois Beautiful. They're incredibly organized when it comes to volunteers. And if anybody ever volunteers for them, please note how organized they are to a T. It's incredible how they keep those volunteers going and seem to take surveys of the people coming through. I mean, they've got it right down to the pound the second it closes on how much metal's brought in. And I do a lot of fundraisers, and it takes weeks sometimes to get those answers. So they really got a system down pat. I serve on the Harlem Scholarship Foundation. My pleasure tonight to say that 16 students from Harlem High School will receive a total of $20,000 in scholarships. And then big thanks to Rocco and also Deputy Parham. We've been setting up neighborhood watch programs in District 4. We're up to 2 now that are new. And it's great to see the neighborhoods coming together now that the weather's a little nicer. We've been having meetings in people's garages, and we're working on that 6 months now to get some more of those signs up. So, thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Wilson. Is there any more reports? I see none. Next item for consideration is the consent agenda. Are there any items that a trustee would like removed from the consent agenda to be considered separately? I see none. The consent agenda is accepted as presented. I'll entertain a motion to approve all items under the consent agenda.
So made.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Could I have staff report, please?
Thank you, Mayor. Item A is ordinance 0914. This is a variance to the base width and sign area for an integrated sign for Blackhawk Bank, 9609 Forest Hills Road. This is a second and final reading. Item B is ordinance 14-14, authorizing the promissory note in the amount of $600,000 for the North 2nd Street TIF related to the Practice Velocity redevelopment agreement. This is the first reading. Item C is Resolution 30R14, authorizing the village engineer to proceed with engineering related to the boat ramp design and construction located on shore near the Bower Bridge. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Is there any trustee discussion? I see none. Will the clerk please take roll call?
Trustee Tamman.
Aye.
Kidd.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Yo.
Aye.
Beck.
Aye.
Snodgrass.
Aye.
Mayor Boland.
Aye.
7 ayes and no nays.
The consent agenda has been approved. Next, we have new business, Resolution 29-R-14, Award Village Forestry Services. I entertain a motion to adopt.
So made.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Could I have staff report, please?
Very brief staff report, Your Honor. This is simply awarding the forestry services contract to Harwick. They happen to be our current provider, and after a competitive bidding process, they were the successful bidder. So we're recommending approval of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Is there any trustee discussion? Trustee Kidd.
Hartwick is, his machine calls for a 65 horse. Very few company has 65 horse machines. You can have a better stump grinder with a 40 horse that's more efficient and more friendly to the environment. Why are we asking for a 65 horse motor, which are being discontinued for stump grinding?
What firm did you say has one?
Hartwick. It says in here.
Did you mention another firm though? I thought I heard you say someone else has one different.
A lot of them do. I mean, why is it 60 horse specific when stump grinding is not, you don't usually need 60 horse anymore?
Well, had a company come forward that had an alternate piece of machinery and asked that question, we would have been able to address that, and probably would have been able to accommodate it. Had they been able to prove that that machine was comparable and able to conduct the stump grinding in the same fashion, we would have been pleased to consider it.
Hartwick is also asking for $100 an hour. Is that $100 a man hour, or is that $100 an hour for his whole entire crew?
That is per crew.
Per crew? Then Keeling's Landscaping, who also put in the bid at $85 an hour, who has all the same criteria, why are we having $15 an hour different per man hour?
That was per man hour. Their bid was per man hour, and that was clarified with them after the initial committee report that was brought forward, as opposed to Harwick's, which is for the crew.
So if Hartwick has a three-man crew, it's $100 an hour compared to Keeling's Tree Services at $85 an hour per man.
Per person, correct.
Thank you.
Is there any more discussion? I see none. Would clerk take roll call, please?
Trustee Kidd.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Yo.
Aye.
Beck.
Aye.
Snodgrass.
Aye.
Tamman.
Aye.
6 ayes and no nays.
Resolution 29-R-14 has been adopted. Next, we have public comment. Is there anyone in the audience wishes to make a public comment? I see none. Next, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So made.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned.